The way I work in a different, if we talk about different fields, and one would be like the workshop, and the other one it would be the like creations, the productions. They have similarities, but still more a specification on at the end how we work. For example, in the workshop we are doing now here, instinct as a source of movement, I'm trying always like to make the complex link between the technical side is also very important always, precision, but also the joy of the movement through the very personal approach. At the end, it's like I feel myself in the workshops like I'm unlocking, breaking the ice on people so that people can enjoy dancing. Yes, I think we have a very important need nowadays to enjoy more. I think that the dance has become in the last years a bit very intellectual, sometimes very beautiful, some other times too much, that it gets distant from people. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring it back close to the performer first, so then they can deliver the message more easier to understand. This is about when we get into the production, when we get into the creation, we go much farther into the personal level. Normally I bring like a subject. For example, there was a performance called Homeland, and in this subject the question was like what does it mean home for you, for me, for anyone? What is home? And then people would give feedbacks on this subject. And my work was about pulling certain strings from people, what I would feel like it's interesting. This is very personal, and that would be also universal, understood. So then I was pulling here. Of course, I was asking permission to people. When we start a creation, I usually start by saying like, am I allowed to get into the personal field? If they say yes, then it's perfect. And that's what we do at the end. Like at the end, the performances for me are something they talk about something universal, but I still can talk to anyone in the audience through a very personal view of the performer. Complex to explain, but that's why maybe see the videos and the performances, then maybe it's more clear. I don't know if you know the name of David Zambrano. It's a very well-known teacher, master. And he told me once, like he started to have problems in Holland because they didn't give him support. Because they said, wow, but you cannot we cannot give you support for production because you are a teacher. And then he says like this situation where it's not well understood, that thing. I think everything comes together. We can be creators, directors, choreographers, however you want to say it. You can be a teacher, you can be a performer. I think you can be everything at the same time, possibly. I feel good in all the fields, depends in which context and depends on the moment. Yeah? Recently, the last years, I feel much more comfortable on initiating events where many artists are involved. And that's why I just started, like for example, this festival in Spain called Del Tebre Danza, which is not a usual festival. I think it's more about living experiences. And that's what I get. I got back many feedback from the people who has been doing the workshop at the festival, where during the day there is 5 classes per day, and at the end there is performances to see, and then there is party, and then there is joy, and then there is food together. You know, it's everything mixed. And what I got back from them by email, it is really beautiful, because it's the same feeling we are searching in a performance, but actually instead of going to see a performance for 1 hour, you are living the experience for 2 weeks. So it's a different approach. In that sense, I like it. I'm enjoying that part. But then, of course, there is moments like now I enjoy teaching too. That's why I come. So it's fine. And then next year maybe we come back to make a production, an official normal production. We'll see. I don't know so much about the Greek performing arts circle. I know some people, I know some very good artists, like, Ruthless Ruth, Joseph and Linda. Fantastic. I know other dancers, like Konstantina Efthimiadou, Coca. She's one of the best dancers I ever worked with. And I know some other people I've been having in classes or something. So I know a little bit, and I know like there is a potential. I can feel this essence, blood, coming out. Yeah? But to be honest, I haven't heard much from the country, not many other things, which tells me it's more like a normal situation, which happens in many other countries. It's normal, like there is few works which are interesting, but it's not normal to hear that there is plenty of things happening. Like it would be the case of Belgium now, for example. That is still, there is Ballet de la Baie, and then there is Larby, and then there is Meg Stewart, and then Roses, and Van Dyck. There is plenty of names happening, and that's very unusual. I wish this would happen here, because I think it would be very good for you and for the rest of the planet. Yes, it would be very interesting to have, like, out of difficult situations, something coming up with double intention, with double strength. People say often that when there is moments of crisis, it generates exactly the opposite, like moments of renewing something comes stronger. So I think that's something we could talk about it together. Let's see if that's true, and if it happened for real. I think there's a few moments of hope we might have. Artists for me, are not to entertain only. I think artists, we can change mind. We can change minds of people. We can learn other ways of approaching. In that sense, I think we have a very strong responsibility. Like when we are showing something, when we want people to live an experience, we are in a situation where we are giving a message. So how we are going to give it, what we are going to give, it could be very interesting, very important. I remember myself, I started dancing because I saw other people performing. It changed my mind totally, only because one single performance. So there we can realize how important and how strong could be the fact of performing one day clearly in front of certain people. Yes, I'm going to add something, because I was talking recently, I'm teaching also in several circus schools, contemporary circus. I met someone very interesting, a lady called Luz Mandu. She's from Argentina, but she's very much based in France. And it's the kind of people that they studied the political, cultural science, I don't know what exactly name in France they put. But it's more like what is behind the arts, politically and into the organizations. She was telling, like in France, they are discussing so much now about the things you cannot touch, the intangible things. So, and they see it now as a source of economical power. It's funny because we are talking into a period where apparently like the physical things are very important, money is very important, and they start to talk about importance into the intangible things, the things we cannot see. This is a visionary idea, I have the feeling. To have the desire of people, the will to do things, it's very important. If people is motivated to do things, we can change many things, until arriving at the very last period to a very economical, physical side. Yes? In that sense, you see, we can link again art, artist, dance, music, things that we cannot touch are important. They can move, they can promote, they can motivate people. That at the very end, it will create economical move. That's how I see it, yes? Of course, we don't do it for that. It's just like something, a connotation that goes with, yes? Most important is that we do it for love. We do it for the things we really care. And then the rest is a consequence. And anyway, at the moment we are now, I think we have nothing else to do. I think that's the only solution we have. So better we embrace it and we go fully with it, I think. The next thing, I don't know, in the future, I have no idea how it's going to be. I keep on thinking globally. Like, crisis is relative, yeah. Because there is money, it's just it goes in the wrong places, on unproportional places. But that's why the dance in our field, actually, we talk about dance, because we don't need the word, it's not like the text in the theater. We are very flexible to enter in different cultures, different countries. Yes, in this way we can share a bit more. France is a very powerful country. France, they have many ideas and still they have money for art. We'll see if that will change. We don't know. But there is things like I saw very interesting, and is the way they use the performing space. They start to open up to something else, which is not the normal theater, but to use outside. There's many festivals outside, outdoors, but also making machines that works in the street. Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's something like I'm very curious towards the future. It's like how still to perform, not in an official situation, which is the normal theater, not in the street neither, but maybe to bring the theater outside. I don't know. It's something to think about it, and I've seen already like people trying already to do that, and of course like the mix of disciplines are there, dance, circus, music, theater, everything is already mixed. Now it's strange to talk about only one thing. We only do circus, yes, but you also dance and you also do theater, so it's mixed already in itself. So we'll see, like what is the next thing. But it's a moment, I have the feeling generally that a moment of changes, hoping for beautiful, interesting, great changes. Yes, that's it.